Hello everybody, and I want to welcome everyone to this sake episode of the Booze Geek. My name is Charles, I am your host, and before I get started, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like the episode, hit that like button too. Give us a big thumbs up, and I'm going to thank y'all in advance. And also, really quickly, if you guys out there missed my first episode on sake, please feel free to go back and watch that one, just because I explain some of the terminology and I explain some of the finer points in the art of brewing sake. And to make it easy for you, I will leave a link down below in the description section. So, on this episode, what are we tasting? We are tasting a sake from the YOSHI NO GAWA Brewery, and they are located in the Niigata prefecture of Japan, which is just outside of Tokyo on the Sea of Japan. And a little tidbit of trivia. So, the YOSHI NO GAWA Brewery it's the oldest brewery in the Niigata prefecture, but also it's the 5th oldest sake brewery in Japan, and they were founded in 1548. So they've been around a long time, and I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. But I'm grabbing the bottle, we're diving in. Here we go. So this is the YOSHI NO GAWA. YOSHI NO GAWA. So this sake, this is a Junmai sake. And this sake clocks in at 15.6% ABV. So with all that, without further ado, let's unscrew the top and let's get the fun started. Here we go. Boom, boom. Grab my little sake glass here. That should do it. Don't need that much. It's almost like spirits. Just a little dab will do ya. But what do we got color-wise on this? Well, this is interesting. So it's not clear. There is a very, very, very pale gold hue. I don't know if you can see that. Almost reminiscent of a light pear color. But we do have some legs, so it's going to be a little bit heavier sake. It's probably a little oily. But let's give this a swirl and let's give it a little nose. Here we go. We're going to nose this sake, baby. Let's nose it. Ooh, some nice aromas going on there. We have some slight citrus, some slight floral notes, and there's an underlying kind of nuttiness and some earthiness rounding it out. But one more little swirl, and let's give this a sippy sip. Here we go. KANPAI. Ooh. Well, first and foremost, as I mentioned, it is a little oily. Although I wouldn't say it's a full-bodied sake, but it's definitely a medium-bodied sake. But one more sip, and let's get going on those flavors. Well, off the bat, we've got that earthiness. We've got a little bit of that nuttiness. And then coming through on top, which is a little bit more subtle, we are getting a little bit of those floral notes. A little bit of that citrus, and maybe just a hint of white peach. And it's really nice. I mean, the balance on this is really nice. It's almost like you have, the bottom layer, you have that earthiness and that nuttiness on the bottom, kind of like the base, and then floating on top, you have a little bit of that citrus and a little bit of those floral notes. Yeah, this is really nice. I'm going to take one more sip on this. Yeah, I do like this. And I'm drinking this, at room temperature, but, you can always experiment with sake, and you could chill it just a little bit, especially if it's a warm, hot summer day like it is today. Or you could heat it up a little bit, just not much, but to 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. But I prefer my sake at room temperature. But, experimentation's always good because you never know. But what am I going to give this on the meter? I think I'm going to take one more sip. I'm going to give this a 7.5. on the meter. I think this is a nice, good, everyday sake. I mean, it really is. And The only complaint, which is not really a complaint, I just kind of wish those floral notes and those citrus notes were brought up a little bit on the nose and on the palate. I don't want it to match the earthiness, but just maybe brought up just a hair. Because they're a little thin, but if they were brought up, it'd be just that much better. But on that note, I'm going to take one more quick sip because it's a good sake. And I'm going to thank everyone for tuning into this sake episode. And as always, you can follow me at the websites, which are www.pubshaveapintin.com, or the blog, which is www.pubshaveapintin.blogspot.com. And with that, I'm going to raise my little sake snifter here, and I'm going to say, see you on the next episode. Cheers, prost, kanpai, and enjoy.